What is this green and white plastic thing that has brass hardware to hold 3 separate pieces together, making 3 hollow spheres in a triangular configuration? I have had this for several years. I believe I dragged this home from a thrift store, but I'm not sure. The way the pieces fit together, I don't see how this could be used as a mold, but maybe. This isn't very heavy, but it is sturdy and well made. It fits together very precisely. The spheres are about the size of billiard balls, maybe a little smaller. Any ideas? It's a 1960s Edgeroy tennis ball press, designed to maintain the pressure of tennis balls and extend their lifespan. It operates without a pump by using a manual screw thread mechanism to create a high-pressure, airtight seal. By tightening the canister, the air pressure inside the container is raised to match or exceed the original 14 to 16 pounds per square inch, found in a new can of tennis balls, because the pressure outside the ball, or inside the container, is equal to or higher than the pressure inside the ball. The internal air cannot escape through the porous rubber, preventing it from going flat. What is this unidentified floating object? This washed up on our Pacific Northwest beach on April 20th, 2020, and it mysteriously vanished after seeing it and taking pics. I'm aware the date doesn't help my case, but the photos exist, and I promise I was sober. Does anyone know what it is or what country it's from? It's a Korea Meteorological Administration's coastal wave height buoy, an oceanographic observation equipment swept by a typhoon and found on the other side of the Pacific after 2,000 days. It was lost off the coast of Seogwipo when a typhoon moved north in July 2014 and was found in California, USA after 5 years and 8 months, or 2,770 days. It's like crossing the Pacific Ocean at a speed of about 4.4 kilometers, or 2.7 miles per day. It was found by the Scripps Institution of Oceanography in the United States at Cape Mendocino, California, on April 6, 2020. And reported it to the Korea Meteorological Administration. This wave buoy, which is the size of a tire with a diameter of 27 inches, was measuring wave height and water temperature off the coast of Seogwipo when it drifted off its coordinates on July 31st, 2014. I found this unusual-looking pottery. It has 6 tiny cups suspended from it that can be removed, and it is part of a collection of mugs and cups that could be for coffee or tea. I thought maybe it's a tea or coffee pot from a culture I'm not familiar with, but I had no luck in looking it up. Does anybody know what it is for, or where it's from? It's a 1960s Bulgarian Troyan pottery schnapps decanter, made in the traditional Troyan pottery style from Troyan, Bulgaria, and was used to serve and pour strong spirits like schnapps or rakia, a plum brandy, or other spirits during meals or social occasions. Troyan pottery itself evolved from 19th century folk traditions, combining Slavic and local design motifs, and remains a known symbol of Bulgarian ceramic artistry. The region also has cultural ties to plum brandy production, Troyan rakia, which aligns with why such decanters were made locally. What is this steel object with copper filaments or wiring found in the Ohio River, southwest Ohio? No visible writings or markings, and it's too rusted out. Google Lens yielded no viable results. We've been puzzling over it for days, so any help is appreciated. This is almost certainly the inside of an old electromechanical power meter you'd find on a house. Here's my home office display. I work in the industry. The coils would be behind the metal plate. The top coil measures voltage, and the bottom ones measure current. Somebody got pissed with their electric bill, ripped this off, and threw it into the nearest body of water. What is this heavy wall-mounted brass thing with a hanging bit, found at a thrift store? It's a set of 2 with 4 total pieces. Each piece has one clearly wall-mounted brass sconce-looking thing, ending in 2 circles with a space in the middle. The other piece almost looks like a magnifying glass without the lens, and clearly fits in the space between the two circles in the wall-mounted piece. When pieces are together, the magnifying glass type pieces can spin a little less than 360 degrees. I tried to do some Googling, and I couldn't find much. I thought maybe it was a fancy curtain rod holder with a dangly bit for no reason, but that feels odd. Can anyone help me with identifying this, please? These are Victorian swing leg bar footrail brackets, designed to hold and support lengths of footrail tubing for a pub's bar footrail. Their support legs pivot up and out of the way, so you can sweep and mop under the rail. What is this short and skinny wooden chair with a tall back, found at my local Goodwill in Virginia? It is very short, around 1 foot or so, and skinny, about under a foot, with a very, very tall back. It looks like a small footstool, aside from the back, which makes it look like a chair. It looks relatively old, made with solid wood, hand-painted and hand-stained, with no visible writing. The closest thing I've found when searching online has been prayer chairs, but they aren't similar enough for me to believe that this is what this is meant for. It looks like no one older than a toddler could even sit on it. Maybe it's a normal step stool that is easier to move because of the handle at the top. Any idea what it is? This is a spinning wheelchair. People may repurpose them for step stools, but they are designed and sold for spinners. The narrow backs primarily to provide spinal support for the spinner during long periods of sitting, while simultaneously allowing for the necessary freedom of arm movement for the spinning process. Please help identify this Asian disc I found at a thrift store. It's made of stone, approximately 9 inches in diameter, with mother-of-pearl inlay. I'm looking for the country of origin and the age. Thanks for your help. It's part of an antique Chinese tea set, a tray to hold a teapot and teacups from the Qing dynasty, and probably jade. Here's one found at an estate sale that included the teapot and cups. The big indent is where the pot goes, and the smaller ones are where the cups go. I am looking for some help to try and identify this small mug-like object I found at my local thrift store. I attempted to search online, but struck out. Someone suggested it could be an apothecary measuring cup, measuring minim units, but the whole container measures not quite 1 fluid ounce. Here's a discussion about it from 10 years ago, but no confirmed answer. They have been trying to figure it out for that long. Consensus was resigned to accept it's a medicinal dilution cup. Any help is greatly appreciated. Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.